Morning. Nick Padone in for Tone today. Hello, Nick.
Morning, Ken.
It's a weird morning.
That's a word for it.
I don't like it. However, I'm going to tell you this right now. Can Jeff Thomas hear us? Can Jeff hear us? I know we got...
Jeff, your mic's on. If you
I'm
can.
sorry, Mike. Sorry, Jeff.
Sorry, Mike Thomas.
Sorry, Mike. Jeff's is on. Is Jeff there? Someone get Jeff on the...
Hello.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I know I called an audible there. I want to know something. At the end of your update, you said the Browns golf outing is today?
Yes.
And what time is that?
I think they want the media there like 11:30.
All right, so he's not getting traded. Nothing bad's happening today. Nothing bad's happening during the show.
It's a happy golf charity event.
Yeah,
You're not going to do it today.
Noon.
Nothing bad is happening during the show.
Wasn't it like post June 1st at 4 p.m.?
Post June 1st.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much. I wanted to make sure of
All
that.
right,
So
boys.
he said 11:30, somewhere in there. The media is supposed to be there. They have a yearly golf outing for their charity. The players play. Welcome to the country club, wherever they're having it, where the players play. That's an
I
old
was
one.
always told Atlanta. Is where it was.
Well, yeah, but we played it in Atlanta. That's why I was sitting there thinking, I go, wait, what am I supposed to do? All right, so, there. I don't want to contribute to the conversation. There's weird texts going around. I got one yesterday, and it was like right in the heart of the Guardians game, like the third inning. You're nodding your head. Why are you nodding your head?
Well, because I was enjoying my day Saturday, and I started getting weird texts, and then I relayed some of the weirdness on the
What part
Sunday
of the country
show.
are your texts coming from?
All over.
What part of the country did most of the texts come from?
There were two different texts. There was one text that came from Northeast Ohio, and then there was one text that came from somewhere else, and both of the texts were relative to the same subject that we're talking
We're
about
somewhere
here.
else. There's plenty of places out there. He's beating around the bush even more than I beat around the bush over here,
Give
Nick
me a
is.
time zone.
Give me a time zone.
It's in EST.
Okay.
They're in the
Okay.
same time zone
All
as
right,
us.
so
And
I got to...
that's on standard or on daylight saving.
On whatever we're on right now.
Okay.
It's 6:04 where they're at right now.
All right, because I got weird text yesterday from a Pacific Standard time zone. Is that how that works? Pacific time zone?
Yeah.
There you go.
They're not up yet.
It's
I got-
3:05 in the morning.
Well, it wasn't this morning. That's my issue. It wasn't this morning, Nick. So, all right. So, there's an elephant in the room we got to address. Today is June 1st. It's not post June 1st yet. Today, post June 1st would be at what? 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
Everything
4
after
a.m.
June 1st.
So there's weird things going around. And I don't know. I'm getting bothered by it because it's almost like they're trying to speak it into existence with Myles. I have my reservations. Like, if they actually were to squeeze the trigger, and my whole thought of this as well, and I just heard it from Jeff, so it's like, yeah, there's got to be time dedicated to it this morning, but how much time do I dedicate to it this morning considering that there's a golf outing today, and I just don't think they're going to put their players out there to speak about it if they were to make a move during a golf outing or to agree in principle to a move that's supposed to be later on today. They very well could do it. Business is business, but that's just what I'm thinking. The other thing of it is if they actually do this, whether it be this afternoon or this morning, whatever. Yeah, Owen, what's the matter? What?
I just using the golf outing as, they're not doing it. You know, you don't just call up the country club and go, hey, we're thinking about playing a couple of rounds on Monday. You don't do that on Saturday.
It's not.
This has been set up for months in advance.
It's not that
I'm
they're
not using the golf outing as a marker for anything.
Well,
and I wouldn't put it past the organization at all to march everyone out there at 11:30 and go, Myles is my best friend. I hope he stays here forever. And then at noon go, we got 3 first in a couple seconds.
Well, that's the whole thing of it. That's the problem of it, okay? You're right. So, yeah, you can agree to something in principle today and then announce it tomorrow. The NFL does this all the time. But I just don't – I'd be surprised if it were be 8 o'clock, we're all hitting sirens and Myles gets moved somewhere, and then they're going to go out there right before they golf and answer questions.
I would be more surprised if Myles Garrett was the Ranger this morning on the golf course than if he got traded today. There's no way he's going to be there, right? So
No.
Kenny, there's a lot of people.
I didn't like the way you put that. That's not a way to start the Monday morning.
There's a lot of people in Cleveland that just don't think that this is happening. People think that there's nothing to see here.
Well,
this is
do
voluntary.
they not think it's not going to happen, or do they just not want it to happen?
Probably both.
I guarantee I can't even look at social media. Like, there will be people who are upset that we're even discussing it. And listen, I can't stop. I hope they're just people text me crazy stuff all the time. It doesn't mean that it's true. But if they're texted, if Nick's getting texts, then
that's where I
if
thought
there's
it was
that
weird.
many. No offense to you, Nick. That kind of sounded cheap. But there's just a lot. There's a lot of smoke out there, and I'm starting to walk through the rooms, and I'm starting to touch the door handles. Is what I'm saying here.
Same.
Go ahead.
And okay, so it is weird that I'm getting texts, but then it's
not weird that you're getting texts. That sounded cheap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's that there were 2 texts from 2 different people that wouldn't have been talking to one another that told me the same thing. And that's when, because I was like you, Kenny. Like, I watch the show, listen to the show every morning, 6 to 10 in the morning.
Thank you.
And I knew you were a little bit nervous, and you felt that this Myles Garrett thing was a little bit weird. And that's where I was at a week ago, because it was weird. He hasn't met the new head coach.
If they made, like, Nick, are you a proponent of moving him?
I haven't even let myself get that far. Because
I want to know what the return is.
Yeah.
Like, if they moved him today, I'll say this. If they moved him today, I can't fly off the handle until I know what the return is. Now, one of the people that texted me said, you ain't going to like the return. And I go, if I'm not going to like the return, then what are we doing here? It's got to be top end, most ever received for a it's got to be what, Ricky Williams style, I guess it would be. Like, it's got to be ridiculous.
Ken, it's got to be your vehicle to landing that franchise quarterback.
That's all there is to it.
So I need draft picks in 2027. I need draft picks in 2028. I need a premier starting player.
And my whole thing is also, why do we? Well, there's been conversations previously, I'm sure. You don't just call somebody up the morning of June 1st and start this conversation out. But it's why are we in such a rush on June 1st, post June 1st, technically the 2nd, to actually do something like this? Could it be like but I look at everybody and there's a lot of confusion, because it's like, well, I can make a big deal about it today, and if it doesn't happen today, then when do I become the guy who cried wolf? Because it could Micah Parsons, it happened with him in August.
Right.
So I can't spend the entire summer scaring people onto what this is. And I'm not trying to do so. I'm just saying what my phone did yesterday. I didn't like what was on the other end of my phone, just because, to me, if you're trying to compete this year, it really makes no sense. And so if they did move him, I said to Anthony last week, there's a lot of different things that I think are into play. If they were to move on from Myles Garrett, that would consider this season. If they were to get a hell of a haul back, because maybe they just think that the haul they're getting back, there was no specifics. Absolutely no specifics were given to me. I'll tell you that right now. But when it comes to the actual haul back, quote unquote, maybe they just thought I was asking for pie in the sky stuff, and I'm not gonna respond, because I didn't really. There was a couple of okay, thanks. I didn't really go further into it. Maybe I should have, but I didn't want to pump anybody for more information than what they were already willing to give. And it was an offering. It was just a volunteered offering of it. And I went, well, this just at 2 p.m. on a Sunday ruins my day. But I've had other Sundays ruined by 4 p.m, so it doesn't matter.
Kenny, I don't think this is something that's going to bleed on into August like the Micah Parsons thing did. My understanding of it is that we're going to have motion this week, because
they were also trying to work a contract too.
And this mandatory thing with Myles, like, he has to show up June 9th. He passed up that workout bonus, $1 million, whatever. But if you don't show up June 9th to meet the new staff, then you're really starting to cost yourself some dollars. So I think we're living in a window here after 4:01 p.m. Eastern time until June 8th. I'm led to believe that there's going to be motion on this Myles Garrett
front this week. What does it have to be, at least, for you to be okay with the deal? Because, again, you're talking about the player of a lifetime here that plays for your football team. And the minute I say that, people go, well, how many games does he help win? And I still sit there and say, how many games would you have lost had it not been for him? So I know that there's a back and forth to it. So what is the least amount you will take? Because to me, it's got to be two ones, 2 2s, and then down the line. It's got to be more twos if we're only going to get 2 ones. I know asking for 3 ones is a lot. That's one quarterback situation. Maybe another quarterback situation right off the top of my head. But for Myles, if I would like 3 ones, if I can't get 3 ones, if they can't get 3 ones, if it's just impossible, I can't say, well, I'll hold on to them forever. No, if I'm getting 3 ones or 2 ones and 2 twos and things like that, then maybe I would consider it. Go ahead.
I mean, we're looking at Micah Parsons. We mentioned him this morning, and that bled on to August. He got moved for 2 first-round picks and a starting defensive lineman. I think Myles Garrett's better than Micah Parsons, right? So that's my absolute floor. Like, that's where the conversation starts.
Well, the lineman to me just kind of gets moved so you can move the money around in so many ways. They can help, they can be okay, but I think that's.
Well, I think if you're moving on from Myles, I would need and they're saying that Todd wants to win games in year 1. Like, who's coming off the edge, guy? Like, it's Alex Wright and Isaiah McGuire, the 2 nice players, but they're certainly not Myles Garrett.
That's basically what that is. Well, again, that's where it kind of goes down to is what's your goal for this season? Because how many games do you think they can win right now, Nick?
Well, when we did this schedule game on the Sunday show.
Uh-huh. How many did you say?
Had him around 9, Ken.
You had him at 9.
And,
okay, if you trade Myles Garrett, where do you have it?
I mean, they won 5 last year because of Myles Garrett, I'd say. So I'm probably whittling it down to 4.
You're down to 4. Because I said they'd win 7, and then without Myles, I think of the gut punch of basically what you tell your franchise of what you think the season is, and what you tell your fan base, obviously, but what you tell everybody if you were to trade away Myles Garrett before the mandatory minicamp comes up. Like, that's what I consider, and I think that plays into it. Now, eventually, they gotta circle the wagons, and they gotta go out and they gotta try to compete. I understand that, but I have them at 7 wins. I'm thinking you're maybe in a 4 category, and I think that some people would think I'm probably being a little bit I'm being a little bit too positive about that. 216-474-0092. I honestly, I hope I'm wasting everybody's time. I hope that this is a waste of time. I saw the replies last week when it came to it, wasting everybody's time. This is not going to happen. Not going to happen. I hope it is. I really hope it is. But clearly there's conversations going on in the league right now or yesterday and have been going on between one team out west. It seems to be there might be one team out east, which hopefully we'll get some audio for everybody coming up at around 7 o'clock. I'd get the audio sooner, but it hasn't been actually said yet. So that has to come up at around 7:20 later on today. Well, we got Danny Cunningham today at 7:20. Well, there's going to be an interview later on in another city that I'm having them roll on right now.
So it's 6:15 and we are already monitoring the wire.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm sorry. Hey, don't come at me. I got to do what we got to do.
What's the first tee time?
I don't know. I think it's after
it's a shotgun start at like around 1.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to be shotgun.
Best ball, or what are we doing here?
Do you get a breakfast ball, or is that now embargoed because of the name of that show? What do you do? Like, I'm serious. I'm in a weird spot. I'm a Browns fan. Nick, I want the Browns to do well. I think there's been some people and I think that there's been people just because of the conversation. They're saying, move on, forget it. This isn't worth it. I mean, we've had them in the call box here numerous times over the past several weeks, several months, honestly. So I think people are at a long ways all over this spectrum about it. But I can only go with what I am, and you can hear it in my voice. I'm a little bit nervous about it. Because if it does happen, I think it torpedoes the season. If it does happen, there's an opportunity out there for you to not win a lot of games and go after the quarterback that you want. But then again, there's always going to be a fallout from that. Like, because, again, if you move on from Myles, and I'm sitting there going, what's the point of playing Deshaun Watson here? If you're still going to say, and I'm thinking of from 30,000 feet. Because if you're telling me, Kenny, you got to go coach these guys, it's like, yeah, I'm going to play the guy who I think best fits the offense, and that happens to be Deshaun Watson, then that happens to be Deshaun Watson. But if I'm thinking of it from a Browns fan, long-term perspective, what is this guy going to give me other than bad memories of football past and lost seasons? That's all I'm getting out of it. Now, that's a conversation for a quarterback. I know that, Nick, but these are several things that come to my head about this. That's all.
It's one of those things. What came first, though, the chicken or the egg? Because maybe Myles Garrett's looking at this situation saying, really? That's the guy that you're going to start at quarterback? I've been around for 4 years, the Deshaun Watson project, and I know you owe him $40-some million, and that's part of the reason why he's going to play. But if that's the bridge to 27, maybe Myles Garrett doesn't want to be a part of a bridge to 27 and whatever the master plan is. I don't think he does.
I don't think he wants to be a bridge to 2027. However, I think that you make sure that there's a bridge just by trading him. You make sure that there's a bridge there. But again, I can't guarantee what you're going to get back in return. And I can guarantee that it's going to be a massive hit to the fan base here momentarily if they were to make some sort of a trade, agree to some sort of a trade today, and then actually consummate that trade later on tomorrow. 216-474-0092. Guys, it brings me no joy to speak about this whatsoever. And I hope it's a slow day in sports, and that's all, that we get accused of that. I hope that's all there is. I don't want to move on from him yet. I don't want to torpedo the season yet. You want to talk to me during the season? Fine. We'll talk during the season if things aren't off to a good start. But I'm not Andrew Berry. I'm not the Cleveland Browns. I'm not Myles Garrett. And I'm not one of these other teams that are texting.